I know
So
that
good.
reaction to that
So
cell
good.
phone story.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, I had to take my car in to get something done. So I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And I cracked my screen of my iPhone.
You did?
So my wife
Finally cracked
finally
it.
did. I finally put a case on it. But my wife dropped me off. I felt like a teenager. My wife dropped me off at the mall, and I turned in my phone at the Apple store. As I'm turning it in, I'm like, oh, I need to get home. So I ordered my Uber, and I give them the phone. And then I walk outside in the pouring rain. The Uber doesn't come. And it is at that moment that I realize I have no car, and I have no phone, and it's raining. I go into the Wood Ranch Grill. Oh, no, they were nice. I go into the guardhouse. I say, can you call a cab for me? No, we don't do that. I go into the Wood Ranch, couldn't figure out the telephone. I asked the security man, could you help me call a cab? He's all, we don't have any numbers for that. So I decided I'm going to start walking home.
In the rain?
Started walking home, and I happened by a Firestone. And I walked into the Firestone. They let me use their telephone.
Firestone?
Yeah, Firestone Auto Care Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tires and complete auto care at the corner of Campbell and
I knew this story was going to go somewhere.
Thank you. They let me use their phone, but I was ready to walk home.
Did they also let you use their phone?
I took my hoodie off. And I had my KTLA 5 hat on, particularly obnoxious, but I thought maybe someone, and a very nice person did. Hey, Burroughs! And I was going to ask her right home, but there was a particular scent of of the stuff that's legal now, like a very strong scent came out of the car, and I'm like, I'll walk.
I have a problem.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Maybe you can help me. I live in a building, and I
The old
swear,
building, they're smoking a lot.
I don't know. There's like a pot dispensary right down the hall, because every time I go home, it's pungent, it's terrible, and I don't know what to do. Like, it shouldn't be allowed, right?
They have all those commercials of
It
the
is
smoke.
allowed. It's in a private residence.
But I'm now suffering secondhand smoke.
Right, isn't there something about apartments that
And isn't there a rule, like it's a non-smoking building?
I'm going to call David Lazarus. Do you want David to
Yes!
No, David,
I think it's a little early. I don't.
In the meantime, we should do weather.
You know,
Because Courtney's head's about to explode.
We'll get David next hour. There is some rule about
I
apartments.
feel like there's some sort of a rule.
Yeah, there is.
All right. If you liked yesterday, you're going to love today. Pretty much a carbon copy of yesterday. As you take a look outside, we are starting off the day with some low clouds and fog, but that.
There you go. Oh, Liberty, you asked a question earlier this morning.
What did I ask?
You asked a question. You said you're having a problem in your apartment complex.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to
Can you
find it
describe the
The
problem?
neighbors. So the neighbors down the way. I'm not against pot. Like, you do what you want. I don't. That doesn't affect me. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But when it affects me with the secondhand smoke and my dog, who has teeny tiny lungs,
Yeah.
that's a problem to me.
And it's a constant smell of...
Constant. It's
Hi, David. It's Chris, Lynette, and Liberty. You're on the air. Let me transfer you. Hold on here, okay? Hold on just a second.
So this is David Lazarus. We decided to try to find somebody who might know if Liberty has something she can do if her neighbors are smoking
Johnny, it's
legal
coming to you.
recreational marijuana in
I
their
emailed
apartment.
the manager.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like there's a no smoking policy.
So, hi, David. You're on the air with us. Liberty's got a problem, and maybe you could give some advice.
So every
Of
time.
course.
Hi, Laz. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I live in a building, a high-rise building.
Basically, a senior citizen community.
But I don't know if they're senior citizens who are smoking pot, but clearly every day, even if it's 10 o'clock in the morning, I come home from the morning show and there's a pungent pot smell in the hallway.
Does she
And then
have some rights? What can she
when I
do to
turn on my
stop this?
heater, it goes into my condo. And so I'm concerned about my dog and the secondhand
So
smoke.
what do you say, David? What can she do?
Well, it's really interesting because this is new territory for Californians dealing with this, and it's going to come down ultimately to the lease or the homeowner's agreement, and there might be a no smoking provision in there, probably not, and probably people are entitled to do what they want in their own apartment or their condo, but then the question of secondhand smoke becomes a real thing. I would say that in a situation like this, your first thing is you go to your landlord, you go to your homeowners association, and you talk about the nuisance that this is, but then it's going to become very squirrely. It could be that in the lease, there is a provision that says you cannot break state or federal law. And remember, marijuana under federal law is still illegal. So that's a thing right there. That's a potential lawsuit right there. But that said, no landlord, no homeowners association is going to want to pry into people's personal affairs, what they do behind their closed doors. The something for your pets or your kids or whatever, and try and do it all on the nice side. If not that, then you either are going to be counting on a landlord or a homeowners association to crack down,
David, you're
which
just
they might
wonderful.
not do, or you're going to be looking at a lawsuit.
We appreciate you so much, David. Thank you, David Lasters from the LA Times, everybody. He's like a jukebox of consumer information.
Thanks, Laz.
Liberty.
Have the answer.
Don't you give your dog CBD oil anyways?
What's the smoke
Oh, he doesn't.
for the lungs?
What's the difference? Come back in
That's
2
what I'm
minutes.
concerned about.
I'm going to call up David Horowitz next. This is fantastic. We got a message from the desk, from the assignment desk. I don't know, is the camera up? Can we see the assignment? Hi, Taylor? Hey, it's Chris Burrows in Lynette, and you just sent us a message. What did the viewers say that Liberty should do about the problem of the marijuana smell in her apartment?
He said that he recommends her getting a smoke eater.
Oh,
Stand up and wave so everyone knows who you are,
what's
Taylor.
a smoke eater?
It is.
There you go. That's Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor.
What is a smoke eater? We're looking at it. What is it?
I guess it takes in the air and something with like, I don't know, it like
Smoke.
I have a picture.
Basically,
I don't know what he said.
Okay.
Okay.
It like ionizes the air,
I'm buying it today.
purify it, and takes away all the bad odors.
I love it. Taylor, probably not the strangest call you'll take today.
Probably not, but it was helpful, right?
Thank you, Taylor.
Absolutely. Thank
Back
you,
to you
Taylor.
send it. Back to you send it. Strangest call we've gotten all morning.
Oh, you don't want to know. When we were talking about horns, and then some people called and requested pictures. And
Oh.
Oh.